watch that, do you think maybe Melania is jealous? Maybe that's what this was about? Oh, now you want to hold hands, Donald? You sure you wouldn't rather be holding that orb? I remember when you used to touch me like the orb, Donald. Now, on the next leg of Trump's trip, which took him to the Vatican, Trump's hands really couldn't catch a break because this time, the First Lady gave him the old down low, too slow. And me and the orb was a one-time thing. The orb means nothing to me, means nothing. I was barely hard.
Did Melania Trump just win gold in the Dodge Your Husband's Hand Olympics? Jimmy Kimmel thinks so. The late-night host had everyone in stitches with his play-by-play of Melania's expert hand-dodging skills.
Biden and Trump met for about 2 hours. Trump said they had a really good meeting. He said Biden was gracious and that they really enjoyed seeing each other. I wonder who is dreading this meeting more, Biden or Trump? Probably Biden. It was so weird seeing Trump back in the White House. It's like if there was a sequel to Snakes on a Plane, but this time the plane was all snakes. Last week, Joe Biden was an evil force who weaponized the justice system to put Trump in prison for the rest of his life. Today, they had fun.
But wait, there's more. Trevor Noah joined in on the fun, comparing Melania's hand to a slippery fish. Is the First Lady trying to make a splash or just trying to escape? Stick around to see these comedians turn Melania's public appearances into a hilarious game of Catch Me If You Can. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Roses are red, love is a mystery. I had a historic electoral college victory. Why did Trump say he called into Fox and Friends? Think he's not a very good husband. Also, I would pay anything to know what he wrote inside that card that he definitely didn't actually get. Like, because it was Melania's birthday. Like, what does that mean? He's like, honey, I've got a great celebration planned for us today. I'm gonna talk to some TV people while sitting on the toilet.
Remember when Melania swatted Trump's hand away like it was a pesky fly? That moment set the internet on fire and had everyone wondering, is there trouble in paradise at the White House? When Melania first became First Lady, she seemed like the quiet, obedient wife standing by her man. But as time went on, cracks started to show in that perfect facade. It turns out our girl Melania had some tricks up her designer sleeves. Take the time she wore that infamous jacket with "I really don't care, do you?" plastered on the back. She claimed it was just a jacket, but come on, that's like saying Trump's hair is just a hairstyle. It was a message, loud and clear. But what was she trying to say? That she didn't care about the kids at the border? Or maybe she didn't care about what people thought of her husband?
The thing that got an enormous amount of media attention had to do with Melania Trump, the First Lady, and some video. Was this an actual slap, or did she just pull her hand
away, which probably means she wants a promotion first, right? If you do zoom in on that picture, there is something a little suspicious, and that is that they're holding hands. So on second thought, maybe.
Here is the president-elect arriving in D.C.
Either way, it got people talking. And let's not forget her trip to Africa, where she seemed happier than a kid in a candy store. Probably because Trump was nowhere in sight. She was out there promoting her Be Best campaign while her hubby was busy tweeting insults from the Oval Office. Talk about mixed messages. So what's really going on with Melania? Is she secretly plotting against the Orange in Chief? Some folks think she's playing a long game, waiting for the right moment to make her grand escape. Others believe she's just trying to carve out her own identity in a White House that's all about Trump, Trump, Trump. Experts have weighed in, and their opinions are as mixed as Trump's messages on, well, everything. Some say Melania's actions are her way of subtly rebelling against a husband she can't openly defy. Others think she's just trying to avoid getting tangled up in his constant controversies. Either way, it's clear that being married to Donald Trump is no walk in the park, more like a stumble through a minefield. But hold on to your MAGA hats, folks, because this story is far from over.
When you see Donald Trump sitting in front of a portrait of George Washington, you realize how ridiculous this whole thing is. Melania did not take part in the customary First Lady meeting with Dr. Jill Biden today. Apparently, she had Crying in the Dark scheduled for this morning. And oh, no, she can't come. Please give her my Be Best, okay? Melania's office did release a statement. The statement said, Melania declined the First Lady's invitation to visit, which I'm sure Jill Biden was heartbroken.
Just when you think you've got Melania figured out, she throws another curveball. And you can bet your bottom dollar that the late-night comedians are watching her every move, ready to pounce on the next hand dodge or eye roll. So grab your popcorn, because this First Lady drama is about to get even juicier. While Melania was busy dodging Trump's hand, comedians were busy sharpening their wit. Trevor Noah even compared Melania's hand to a slippery fish. But here's where things get interesting. How did the notoriously sensitive Trump react to all this mockery? Late-night comedy shows became a Melania mocking marathon. Every time she swatted away Trump's hand or rolled her eyes, comedians pounced like cats on a laser pointer. Trevor Noah and Jimmy Kimmel led the charge, turning Melania's apparent resistance into comedy gold. But the jokes didn't stop at hand dodging. Nope, these comedy champs took it to a whole new level with the fake Melania conspiracy theory. Suddenly, every photo of the First Lady was under scrutiny. Is that really Melania, or did Trump hire a body double? They asked. Jimmy Kimmel even suggested a foolproof way to tell. The only way to know for sure it's her is to see if she swats Trump's hand away. Trevor Noah took it a step further, saying Trump's marriage is like his presidency. Everyone's laughing, but it's no joke. Ouch, that's gotta sting more than Melania's hand swats. As the jokes piled up, so did Trump's anger. The man who can't resist a Twitter tirade didn't disappoint. He lashed out, calling the comedians unfunny losers and claiming their shows were failing. It's like he was trying to prove he could be funnier than the professional comedians. Spoiler alert, he wasn't. Kimmel, never one to back down from a fight, fired back. He quipped, "I'm starting to think he doesn't know what fake news means." It was like watching a comedy tennis match, with zingers flying back and forth. But here's the real kicker. While Trump was busy tweeting, Melania kept on dodging. It's like she was playing her own game of how many times can I avoid holding hands before someone notices. Spoiler alert, everyone noticed. So who really got the last laugh in this comedy showdown? Was it the comedians who turned Melania's apparent rebellion into ratings gold? Was it Trump, whose angry tweets only fueled more jokes? Or was it Melania herself, silently trolling everyone while maintaining her perfectly styled poker face? One thing's for sure, in the world of political comedy, Melania Trump became the gift that kept on giving. So what's the real impact of all this comedy on how people see Trump's presidency? Well, it's like throwing gasoline on a dumpster fire. It just makes everything more explosive. These jokes about Melania's hand dodging and possible escape plans have really stuck in people's minds. It's hard to look at the first couple now without thinking of Trevor Noah's fish comparisons or Jimmy Kimmel's body double theories. But here's the thing, should we be laughing at all this? I mean, yeah, it's funny, but it's also kind of serious stuff. Maybe all these jokes are helping us deal with the craziness of politics. Or maybe they're just making us care less about the real issues. It's like we're all watching a reality TV show instead of, actual reality. Speaking of reality, what's next for Melania? Maybe she'll finally perfect her disappearing act and vanish into thin air the next time Trump reaches for her hand. Or who knows, she might surprise us all and start her own comedy tour. My life as a human hand sanitizer has a nice ring to it, don't you think?